Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from the Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic Con 2015 and beyond. I am Ryan. With me always is
James
and
Brad.
And today we decided to change it up. We just got done with Denver Comic Con, and we are outside of a local establishment. It's a really nice day out.
It's a payway.
It's a payway. Yeah, nice. So we just thought we'd just change it up, relax a little bit after the con. James, how'd the con treat you this year?
It was good. It was a lot more low key this year. I don't feel like we were running around quite as much as we were, but at the same time, I don't feel like I missed a whole lot. It was good.
I think we went into it with a better head. Actually, I think me and you made the thing and said, you know what, we'll get people we can. We won't stress about it. We'll make sure we enjoy the con a little bit, and we still got to do some amazing panels.
Yeah, did a lot more panels this year than I think we have in the past, and I think they were pretty good ones.
Yeah, I did Jeremy Bullock and Kevin Conroy, and James, you did.
I did Walter Koenig and a panel with both Peter Davidson and Sylvester McCoy on it, and then today I did Edward James Olmos.
I know you did more panels than me too. That has to be a first,
right?
That has to be a first at Real Nerds Podcast.
Yeah, because last year I didn't do any of them.
I know last year I did.
Because
I think I did 6.
Yeah, they did you really do 6 last year?
I think so.
Man, because I know they jumped a bunch of them onto us at the last minute.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I never expected to, get a heads up on it because they're always trying to figure out the program and they have to think about the actors and what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even realize until we were there, but Nicholas Brendan from Buffy
had dropped out,
canceled.
Yeah.
And it would have been fun because I was hoping to actually do his panel so I could each year do a Buffy actor and do like a hat trick.
Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah.
So again, we want to thank everybody at Denver Comic Con. Chris, who is the programming director who really helps us out. All the other podcasts on Podcast Peak help make the con cool.
Mm-hmm.
Every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw 22 Jump Street. 2 short years after 21 Jump Street. We spoil the crap out of the movie, so make sure you stay tuned towards the end of the show, and we will tell you if the movie is good or not. We also do movie news, box office numbers, stuff we've been watching. That's all right, James. And some movie news and a comic book. Hopefully you have a comic book for me this week.
Yeah, I can pull one out of my ass.
Cool. I love it. So you know what we'll do, James, because you need to dig some things up? We'll talk about some real news that I know of.
It's real news.
So while we were at Denver Comic Con today, Casey Kasem passed away.
Really?
Yeah. I know he was in declining health, and he suffered from some Parkinson's-like disease. Yeah, a little more aggressive. So, hey, you have notes. He.
I have news.
He passed away today at the age of 82.
Wow.
Great radio voice. Also the voice of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And I think I remember hearing that he did it for a really long time, into like the late 90s or something, was doing Shaggy.
And he also did like Robin and the Super Friends, I think.
You are right. So sad news to start off the day. But he left behind a great legacy, so
yeah.
More to Casey Kasem. Also, the big casting news today, Jason Momoa was cast as Aquaman. Is that how you say his name?
Oh, really?
Momoa,
yeah. Best known for that remake of Conan.
Yep. I would actually say he's probably best known for
Game
of Thrones.
Yeah.
I forget his name in Game of Thrones. I just remember him always saying Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Dargon, Dragon, something like that.
Yeah.
What other news you got for me, James?
Well, there is another death this week as well because Carla, I'm gonna screw up her last name, Laemmle, Laemmle, who nobody really knows about now. She was 104 years old. One of the last, I think, dozen to 14 or so silent film actors who were alive. So she was in like Dracula, and she was in Phantom of the Opera, the silent versions, way back in the day, which was pretty cool. 104, like you can't grieve too much. Like she had a really amazing long life. Just really cool to even have people from that generation still around.
It's interesting, yeah, because you kind of just think that they all would pass away before your time, and
yeah.
Pioneers in the film industry.
Absolutely. I don't know if you guys talked about this last week, but there's actually, I'm pretty sure it's for sure at this point, but Scott Derrickson. Oh, we got a truck going by. Scott Derrickson is going to do Doctor Strange.
Oh, of course we talked about it.
Okay.
303 representing, baby. For the layman person, that's Denver area code.
So then also this week, Jupiter Ascending got delayed until 2015, February of next year.
I think that was last week, too.
Was it?
Yeah, because I think we mentioned Jupiter Ascending getting delayed, right?
All right. Well, then that's the news.
Yeah, you're a week behind.
I am.
Look at you.
I am. This is what happens.
Yeah. Well, E3 was this week. So there was
some
a
really
lot
cool
of cool
video
games.
game news.
The Mortal Kombat X was really sweet. They introduced a few new characters. Also, the Uncharted 4
man.
trailer was amazing.
It looks so good.
For me, the biggest surprise for me, because I knew Mortal Kombat was coming, and of course Uncharted, was there's a game coming out for the Wii U called Captain Toad's Adventures. And Brad, have you played the new Super Mario Brothers 3D Land?
No, I have not.
It's so in it they have these levels where you're like Captain Toad, and he can't jump. And the only way he moves is you have to turn the controller and like turn the world and stuff. I mean, you use a joystick, but the only way you see things is you turn the world. And so he's always getting into troubles in like these little puzzle worlds. And they decided they're going to make a whole game based on this little guy collecting stars. And the game footage they were showing was, a haunted mansion, a bomb level, and a really cute looking little game. And I'm really excited about it. Another shocking game that Nintendo announced is Mario Maker, where you build your own Mario levels. So that looks really cool. And you can do it in either the 8-bit Mario style or the new Super Mario Brothers style. And it just looks really, really fascinating. And what's cool is I was reading that they're going to make it so you can build your own levels and then share them with your friends online, and your friends can compete in your levels. And so a lot of cool stuff at E3 this year. Then there's a new Zelda coming out. Actually, there's 2 new Zeldas coming out.
Yep.
One's like a battle game.
Yeah, it's like Dynasty Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
But they announced that before E3. Hyrule Warriors, I think it is. Hyrule Warriors. But the open world Zelda is amazing.
Yeah.
It's more in the graphic style of Wind Waker, but
the world looks so detailed, and
you can like
stunning.
look off in the distance and say like, I want to go to that peak on that mountain.
Yeah.
And you'll spend like a day getting to that peak.
Yeah.
And you'll run into random stuff along the way, and it's awesome.
It is. It's really cool. I think Nintendo really needed to come out and prove that they could
put their dick on the table.
Yeah, and like say, hey, these are the cool games that we need to put out. And actually, the first time I was excited for E3 in a long time because they had some cool game announcements, and it was just lots of fun. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. Metal Gear looked amazing. Metal Gear 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play it.
No, I'll play it.
I played 4. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, the most of them are. And then there's a couple. There's some games that have been announced that are starting to get closer to release, like The Evil Within. I think looks pretty interesting.
Yeah,
it's made by the guy who made Resident Evil.
Trailer for Bloodborne was cool, but I've never played one of the Dark Souls games. But it wasn't really like a gameplay trailer. It tells you nothing about what the game actually is. It was just gruesome and looked cool.
And they announced a new Tomb Raider too. It's like Rise of the Raider or something. It's not a very good name, but
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
If it's that same team, I'll play it.
And as long as you can shoot people with arrows.
Yes. Oh man, it's the most satisfying bow. Man.
One of my favorite things to do is like crawl in like the little catacombs, and there's like one guy. He's like, "Hey man, did you see the game last night?" And then I shoot him in the back of the head. He's like, "Bleh." And the other guy's like, "What the fuck?" And then I shoot him. He's like, and then the music gets really dramatic, and then it fades out because I kill him so fast with my bow.
Yeah,
it's great.
That game is amazing.
Yeah, you need to pick up Tomb Raider if you haven't played Tomb Raider yet. Brad. All the cool people play Tomb Raider. So that's some movie / video game news. Next, we will do the box office numbers.
This is the box office stats.
James was sick last week, and the movie that me and Brad saw was The Edge of Tomorrow, which was 26 million?
28.7.
28.7. The number one movie in the country, though, was The Fault in Our Stars, which was 58 whatever.
48.
48?
Yeah.
58, whatever. It crashed really hard. It did like 26 million or something on Friday, and it had one of the steepest Friday to Saturday drops of all time.
Faulted, yeah.
Yeah. No, Edge of Tomorrow is actually playing really well, like holding really well.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Fault
was really front-loaded, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, extremely
Yeah.
front-loaded. More so than like a superhero movie.
Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow at least is... I mean, worldwide, it's already made its money back, so it's not like...
No, and everybody
not
should go
bad.
see Edge of Tomorrow. That was a really cool movie. So, that's box office numbers. Thank you, Box Office Mojo, for supplying us with those box office numbers. This is the stuff we've been watching. I did that, James, because I know if you're ready for the next segment.
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
This is DVD and Blu-ray releases.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
What's coming out next week? I don't even know.
House of Cards Season 2 is getting its Blu-ray release next week. So if you don't have Netflix or you just like buying things that Netflix makes, then this is your chance. The big one, though, is the Grand Budapest Hotel. Comes out next week. So, Brad, now is your chance.
Are you going to get that, Brad, or are you going to wait till the Criterion?
I don't know. I really don't know. I might just get it and then make my own Criterion cover for it until 4 years from now when it does come out.
Oh, that's true. It does take a while.
Sometimes it takes a while for them to come out on Criterion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fantastic Fox was 2009,
Yeah.
and so
And then it came out
that just got a
this
Criterion
year.
this year. So, well, that was 2004. So,
Yeah.
but that's only because they
I think-
already released it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that had a DVD Criterion, and
It
then
came
they
out
just-
as a Criterion. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So did I think no Darjeeling didn't. Yeah, I think Life Aquatic was the last one to come out as a Criterion. Yeah.
It's too bad. They ought to just do that. I don't know why.
Is there a
we all
Criterion
know.
of Moonrise Kingdom? And there is not.
Oh, okay. Huh. So Teen Wolf Season 3 Part 2. So for all those MTV watchers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Joe. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Teen Wolf?
Oh, dude, it's so hot. I heard there's like weird like leprechauns or something on that show. I don't know what's going on in it. I've never heard anything.
That's weird.
You know, I get Entertainment Weekly, and they always have articles, and I always read the articles, so I keep my finger on the pulse of what's happening in the entertainment world. And every time I read an article for that show or Vampire Diaries, I'm like, what?
Man, these seem very out of order because now I'm realizing there's really nice stuff this week. Joe, which is a movie starring Nicolas Cage that kind of looked like Mud, but also it looked really neat. I'm gonna probably check it out. That comes out this week. The Lego Movie is on here.
Oh, is
So
that this
comes
week?
out. That's what it says. It says the Lego Movie, Blu-ray, DVD combos. Yeah, no, the Lego Movie's this week. I need to go pre-order that so that we'll get here on Tuesday. I'm too late. It's Sunday.
Sunday? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, but still, go get that because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that movie's
An awesome
amazing.
movie. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And I think that might be it.
Yeah,
There's a re-release of Joyride 3 Roadkill.
Nice. Well, maybe a lot of things that want to compete against a Lego movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Oh, here it is. I found it. There was a hidden gem this week. Sinbad's new special, Make Me Wanna Holla, is out this week.
Oh,
So-
H-O-L-L-A.
H-O-L-L-A. Make Me Wanna Holla.
Holla.
But I'm actually not interested in this one because he's not wearing anything made out of windbreaker on the cover of
He's
the
not wearing a
DVD, so-
windbreaker.
no, he's
What
not.
happened to Sinbad?
I don't know. He must have started doing drugs. It's the
Remember
only
when he was in
explanation.
The First Daughter, or what was that? Like he was a president.
Oh,
Secret
yes.
Service guy.
Yes. I loved that movie.
What was the movie called? I forget.
First Kid.
First Kid.
Because that wasn't the one with the first. The president's. My Date with the President's Daughter was a Disney movie. Yeah, like a Disney Channel movie. That's the other one I get confused with. But yeah, First Kid, where the kid had like a special hidden space in the wall, and then I think he went and played VR at the mall at one point in the movie because it was the 90s and Sinbad was cool, and you played VR at the mall.
Did you ever play the VR at Walt Disney World?
No.
When
I wasn't.
When I went with my wife on our honeymoon. This is only 3 years ago.
Oh,
guys.
really?
Yeah. So at Disney World, they have a thing called Disney Quest, which is a really cool arcade because you pay. It's like $35 to get in, but all the video games in it are on free play, so you can play them as much as you want. And they have virtual reality like Aladdin. It's pretty bad.
Huh.
But they have like this really cool like river ride and but yeah, it's $35. All the games are like turned off to autoplay, but the only thing they don't have is Mortal Kombat's in them.
Also the documentary The Final Member comes out this week, which is that documentary that the Alamo was pushing for a while about the guy who has like a penis museum, and there are a couple dudes who are like competing to get their penises in his penis museum.
And one
to
guy's
complete
going to
the
do it while he's
collection.
still alive.
Yeah.
Getting an American flag tattooed on his wiener.
Man. Anyway,
Is that it?
that's it.
All right, this is the stuff we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Lame week for me. I really watched one new thing. I mean, I've been watching a lot of South Park, Dick Van Dyke and Friends, but, you know, everybody knows what's going on in those. But I watched Swamp Thing. It's Wes Craven's movie, Swamp Thing. A movie I've never seen, and actually has not too bad of, like, critics are kind of mixed on it and to, like, favoring it. Something like, it's like 6.9 on IMDb, which is kind of high for a cheapy genre film. And I've never read the comic, but I remember seeing Return of Swamp Thing that starred Heather Locklear in, like, the late early 90s or something like that. And this one is a PG-rated movie one.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's weird. And the Swamp Thing is played by Ray Wise.
I was really hoping you were going to say Ray Romano.
That'd been great, right?
Great.
And Adrienne Barbeau plays this research lady who goes out into the Everglades in Florida, where they're having problems with something, plants, and no one wants to stay out there because one guy got eaten by an alligator or something that they don't show, which is a bummer. And so, anyways, when she's out there, of course, there's like gang members who want this secret formula that Ray Wise, who plays a doctor, and it has, and then they end up like dumping it on him, and he goes out into the swamp, and the swamp mixes with him, and he becomes Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And there's a really gratuitous nude scene in it. Not that you like
But
see
it's
that.
PG.
Yeah. Well, in the early days of the rating system, you could have like boobs in PG movies.
Yeah, like back in Titanic.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's not like you see like it's zooms in on her, but she's literally in the swamp. Okay, guys, she's in a swamp taking a bath. And the music is like really romantic, and she's like slowly raising her arm to wash it, and then the camera like just slowly pans down so you see a little bit of nip. And the only reason I think it's gratuitous because it's like, why is she cleansing herself in a swamp?
That's weird.
It doesn't make any sense. And it is
erotic.
Then all these people want this formula to turn the Doctor into Swamp Thing, like the main bad guy. That's all he wants is this formula.
Yeah.
And so he uses the formula on his like hired thug guy, and it turns him into like a little monkey guy. And it's funny too because the big guy drinks this formula, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm changing!" And he goes underneath the table and he jumps up and he's like a midget in a monkey suit, but his clothes shrank too. So I don't know what's going on there. And then yeah, it's like Super Shredder.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the end, so the bad guy drinks it for himself, and he turns into this really horrible, like pig-looking, like it's the worst-looking costume you've ever seen. And like
man.
Whatever. It's still kind of fun. It's like really cheesy, but
Yeah.
two monsters fighting, whatever. I've seen worse movies.
Is the Swamp Thing costume any good?
It's not bad, but there's some parts. I don't know if it's because it's the Blu-ray. You can actually see like his skin through some of the green.
Oh.
And it might be the Blu-ray because it has such high resolution.
Yeah.
And he, the Swamp Thing is pretty cool, but there's this one guy, and I was always laughing because the Swamp Thing keeps on popping up to save these Adrienne Barbeau's character and this little black kid. Like, of course, there's some little black kid who works at a gas station. He's trying to save her, and every time he shows up, he grabs this one guy who's one of the goons and always throws him in the water. This guy is always being thrown in the water, and it's the same guy every time. I don't want to say it's like 4 or 5 times, whether he's in a pontoon boat, in a canoe. Yeah, he's just always thrown in water. and the Swamp Thing doesn't even really. He kills like a couple guys, but most of them shoot themselves. It's going, there's the monster, and they like shoot their machine guns and they shoot each other. Yeah, whatever.
Funny.
It's a Scream Factory, so that the special features are cool.
Cool.
And it's really cool because Adrian Barbeau was saying that Wes Craven actually ran out of money halfway filming it, so that's why the last monster looks like shit. And the music's done by the guy who did Friday the 13th, and he uses a lot of the same cues of Friday the 13th. So it's really distracting too.
How early on did Wes Craven do this? Was this early in his career?
82.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was before Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I think it's a movie he did right after Last House on the Left. So yeah, he wanted to prove. I guess Adrian Barbeau was saying in the special features that he wanted to prove that he could make a studio film.
Huh.
Michael Uslin's a producer on it.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy
It's a
shit.
DC comic character.
I guess that's true. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, that's all I watched this week.
Cool.
James.
So I also only really crossed one more thing off of my list, which was a little movie that I've known about for a while, and like I knew it was important, but it's sort of important in a weird way. So I saw Steven Soderbergh's Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which, if you don't know, is one of the handful of movies that's sort of credited for starting what is now understood to be independent film inside of Hollywood. You know, like it's that weird gray area where it's not real independent film. It's like it's independent film inside the studio in some ways. Like he made it independently, but you know, that's where Steven Soderbergh and the Coen brothers and all those guys, like the idea of a Fox Searchlight or a Focus Features, and those companies kind of came out of this movie. And it's good. I think it's worth checking out. If you look at it now, I think it reads a little bit like a somewhat amateur kind of sort of script, but if you understand it at the time, it was a big deal because basically it tells the story of we start off with this woman who is clearly sort of sexually repressed, and she's married, and we find out that her husband is sleeping with her sister. And then in comes Christian Slater, who is this friend of her husband's, who they haven't really.
Hey, I'm gonna fuck you.
That's my Christian Slater.
Does he say that a lot?
He's just really weaselly in his movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, there's something about him. He's like, Christian Slater. Yeah. I used to be a good actor. Now I do shows on NBC that are canceled after 5 episodes. You know what I mean? I was in Heather. So.
I actually think he's really good here. But he's this guy who we find out is impotent, and what he does is he goes around. He's like going around the country. For some reason, he has a bunch of money, so he doesn't like ever work. He just travels around the country and he meets women, and then he videotapes them, and he asks them, like, he interviews them about sex, right, on these videotapes, and to varying degrees. And he ends up, he does it with this woman's sister, and then he ends up like this whole thing starts to blow up, and she starts to realize that her husband is cheating on her. So she ends up doing the video, and through all of that, has this great awakening, and then like all of the like lies that these people have been telling each other begin to unravel. And it's a very dialogue heavy movie. There's no action in it at all. It's really just about these relationships. The way it's shot is a very sort of early 90s independent film school kind of thing. But you see a lot of the groundwork for understanding, like, okay, why this became a trend. And it's a really interesting movie. The performances are all great. And the Blu-ray's all right. I think it's stolen from like an old like DVD release, basically. Like the features are all just copied over. But there are some interesting like interviews that they got with Steven Soderbergh, like sitting on a bench just talking about that movie. I don't know why they were interviewing him on a park bench, but it's pretty interesting just to listen to him talk about where that movie comes from. And there's no actual sex in the movie at all because it's not really what it's about. But I think it's worth checking out for sure. Have you ever seen it?
I have many years ago. I was just going to ask, what is your criteria for your list of shame? Because you have no like rhyme or reason behind it.
There's not. They're all movies that, for one reason or another, are things that I've felt are important, or movies that like either everyone has seen, like I feel like everyone has seen, like Airplane or Caddyshack, right? Or they're movies that, as a like film buff or wannabe film historian, are movies that I feel like I have missed. So yeah, stuff like it spans anywhere from the Mary Poppins movies to I'm trying to think of to a movie like this, right? That has a place in film history. I've seen Blood Simple, but I could have put Blood Simple on there in the exact same light, because those two movies sort of started that whole trend in the 90s. Or Clerks, right? If I'd never seen Clerks is an important movie, and not just for what it did for Kevin Smith, but that whole trend in the early 90s of movies going to Cannes Film Festival or Sundance and blowing up, getting a whole lot of attention, and actually becoming like nationally distributed movies, started with Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and started that guy's whole career. Like, Steven Soderbergh wouldn't be where he is without that one. He's arguably one of the more influential young directors of the last 20 years. So that's why that one shows up. And some of them are just ones where it's like, I don't know, I felt like I should have seen this movie 10 years ago, and I never did. Yeah, like Return of the Living Dead, for sure. Yeah, like Return of the Living Dead's really, like, having it on that list is a little bit weird, but we've talked about it plenty, so that's why. Yeah. Brad, what'd you see?
I watched a web series called The Real Nerds Pod Show. Over and over again, making sure it was okay to package. Yeah, Ryan did too.
I did watch every episode, I think 7 times, because I had a Blu-ray and a DVD. Oh, at least 6. Well, no, because I watched the first Blu-ray you gave me once to point out if there was anything wrong with it. And then I watched both the Blu-ray and the DVD, every version of every episode, to see if we had any mistakes in it.
Which there's an uncensored version, a censored version, a commentary version, and then there's a play-all for each of those.
I'm really excited to get home and watch the bloopers.
Yeah, and then we had to watch each of the special features, and one of those special features is almost an hour long. So yeah, a lot of our own show this week, and then Mr. Show and Dick Van Dyke in between. I watched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade again last night.
Yeah.
At the Esquire, and that was fun, except for the parts where I fell asleep during. Inexplicably, like, I don't.
Which parts did you fall asleep during?
A lot of the action parts.
Like,
I don't know.
The tank scene?
The tank. I missed the whole.
On for a while.
Huh?
That one goes on for a while.
It wasn't. It was going on. I was just like, I was so exhausted that my brain, like, I felt like I was watching the whole movie, and then I would like snap into reality again, thinking like, oh my god, I just missed the movie. It was bizarre. Wow. Like, I missed the beginning of the boat. Or I missed all of the library.
Oh wow!
Which is one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
And then like I reemerged at like the boat chase, and then.
Did you see the movie at all, or did you just dream certain sections of it?
I watched the movie. And then at the castle, like, he goes to rescue his dad, and then somewhere between when he shoots all the Nazis and escapes the room, the next thing I emerge, they're on the motorcycle. Heading towards Berlin.
Wow!
So I miss large, cool chunks of the movie.
Yeah.
I guess I did see them get tied up and talk to Donovan.
But you missed the fire and the alarm.
Yeah, all that cool stuff. And then the tank chase scene, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I woke up when he was like about to get splattered into the rock wall. And he's hanging from the cannon, and then
man, what an amazing sequence.
And the music rises up, and he gets that like pissed off face, and he goes and punches that Nazi in the face and knocks him down, and yeah, awesome movie. My favorite Indiana Jones. And the people there were like, there's one guy who came in with food in his hand. He's like, at the time it was like 11:30. He's like, there's only 8 people here. What's wrong with you people? Why isn't more people here? This is the best Indiana Jones. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
What the hell?
Yeah, he didn't get to me though, so I was like, I I'm gonna get some Sour Patch Kids.
Why are you here? To
Avoid
see
this.
a movie in silence.
Yeah.
So sit down, man.
But yeah, it's a good crowd.
Cool.
A lot more people showed up later. And then the main thing I did watch was the because I got the Breaking Bad Blu-ray set they released without all the bells and whistles, just the discs and the beautiful art, and a bonus disc which is slid inside the cover of the box, which is a amalgamation of bonus features from like all the seasons, like extra features and extra promos for seasons that aired on AMC. I'm not even through the disc yet. I've watched I think like 2.5 hours worth of stuff, and I haven't gone through all the features. And it's really fascinating to watch them make that show and how just smart everything is, and how cool everyone is with each other, I guess.
Is that the set that's like the drum?
No, I got it's the standard like box. Yeah, it folds up, and then inside is like all the cover art from the individual sets, but it as paper, nice, beautiful paper folding. Yeah, it's really nice, really nice. And the Blu-ray has the gold accents on it, the gold foil accents on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It fits on my shelf better than an oil drum, with little like plasticky disc trays and
Yeah.
an apron, which is cool for some fans. But I just like simplicity and yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I hope I'm going to be going through the rest of those discs eventually. Now that I don't have to make my own web series discs. And yep, I guess that's it for me.
I still have never seen an episode of Breaking Bad. Fuck Breaking Bad. And you know what? Fuck Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
I got caught up on 24. It's what week is it? 6? I think I told you halfway through the whole story flip-flops, and it totally happened.
Did it happen?
Yep.
I'm not going to spoil it because 24 is awesome, but yeah, I fucking love 24. There's just moments because 24 is so well known, and there's so many beats it has to hit that when it does turn on its head and they still surprise you, it's really great.
And this right now they have 3 storylines going, 3 different, they're all connected, but they all have their individual kind of plot thread. And yeah, this week all 3 of those deviated into, because for me the series up to this point was they're doing all the same stuff again. Last week, 1 week before this one, the thing was that once again there's a mole inside CTU. You're like, really? Season 9. Yes, CIA, whatever. Basically the same plot device.
Yeah.
So I was frustrated with that, and then I watched this week's episode, and that kind of leads to certain twists that are just nah. But I'm just saying, there was a lot of things where they're doing the same shit again. I can't, the show's ended. You can start from scratch. You can try new things. You can think outside the box. And then after this week's episode, it's wow, now it's getting different. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint next week and keeps going on this trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. Okay, Brad thought of something else.
The whole reason I brought 24 in the first place is Breaking Bad has moments that are just those cool moments in 24, that excitement. So I hope you get past your stigma and give it a shot sometime. I've got it, so I'll just give it to you.
Nice. It's really not a stigma. I don't know why I've never watched it. You know what I mean? It's not that I have anything against it, or I don't know. Just never watched it. Not having a reason why.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
It's I
actually think you'd probably love it.
It's like your list of shame. You don't know why you haven't seen this stuff. It's just you just never.
Yeah.
It's I didn't catch on when it was really popular, and then it's almost ended. And I'm I don't know if I. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a lot of stuff to take on too. Because if you do like that show, you will devour that show. Especially now that it's all out, and you can just. That's the thing. Most of us had to watch it as it came out and just patiently wait week to week. Now looking back at it, I'm man, if you handed that show to somebody, they'd finish it in a month.
Yeah,
easy.
the first season's 7 episodes?
Well,
And
yeah.
then the second one's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
13, so you can burn through it pretty fast.
Yeah.
What's like one of those things? Like Mad Men is the final season is going over 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's
It's just stupid.
What's the
AMC's
first show that did that on AMC? Was it Breaking Bad?
No.
No, because there's another show that I think it is Breaking Bad. I think they did half of the final
Sopranos
season.
did it, but yeah, on AMC, I don't know.
Maybe it was The Sopranos. I
So-
want to say
yeah.
Breaking Bad though. The final season was aired in 2 parts.
Yeah, Breaking Bad did it, but I don't remember AMC doing it ever any other time. Sopranos did it. What was the other one? Battlestar Galactica did it, but I can't think of another one like that.
But I guess if the Breathe, I guess, is all right. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah. Cool.
Hey, read this comic book according to James.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
So this is a weird one that I haven't talked about, I don't think, before. But I was reminded of because I was giving out some issues of it this week at our table. So I'm going to recommend that it is not. It's not ongoing now, but you go to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics and pick up the trades of Fear Agent.
Do you know at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics you can pick up the first season of Real Nerds Pod Show?
No, I didn't.
You can.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so make sure you go there and pick that up.
Oh yeah, and you can
And
rent it
Video
at
One on Colfax and Downing, you can rent it.
It's right across from the
6th and Downing, I meant.
right across from the Esquire. Yeah.
So it's like $3 to rent.
Sure. I actually didn't check the price. I mean, come on.
$3 for hours and hours of entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, at least 2.5.
Yeah, the bloopers are, you know. Anyway, so Fear Agent, written by Mark Remender, and I originally picked it up because the art is by Tony Moore, who Tony Moore was the original artist on The Walking Dead, who I adore. Just really cool. And Fear Agent is, let's see, it's about sort of a like an alcoholic Texas trucker spaceman, basically. He's flying around in space in like a very traditional style rocket, you know, like the teardrop shaped rockets with like the big fin landing gear, you know, like you'd see on a Looney Tunes commercial, or a Looney Tunes
I was
cartoon.
going to say commercial.
I never actually watched the Looney Tunes. I would only see commercials for it and wish that someone would let me watch the Looney Tunes. My parents thought that I would teach me bad lessons.
Really?
No, not really.
I was going to say, your parents don't seem like that at all.
No. Yeah. So he flies around in space and basically has these fairly kooky, action-heavy adventures in space, and there's often running into pretty grotesque monsters and things like that.
That's because you put an age limit on those free comics you're giving out because a bunch of kids took Fear Agent.
I know, and there's some. Yeah, from time to time there are some gross or gory moments in that book, but it's still really cool. And that the character, oh man, whose name escapes me now. Anyway, he's really cool. And an interesting read. And Mark Remender is always
Rick?
fun. Rick Remender, sorry. Rick Remender's always fun. He's like
He's doing Deadly Class right now, right?
Yeah. He's one of those guys that every now and then he'll let himself go and he'll get really crazy. Like, did you ever play Bulletstorm? Because
No.
he wrote for Bulletstorm, and
I
that
know
game
of
was
it.
like, yeah, like it was just chock full of like really bizarre insults and like, you know, just super off the wall kind of writing. And every now and then that pops up in Fear Agent as well. It's a really neat book that's worth checking out, and the art is gorgeous. Yeah. So yeah, go check out Fear Agent. You can get it, like I said, in trades, or you can probably find some of the issues there at Coins Cards.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
And if not, Andrew can find them for you.
Yeah.
Andrew drew he was doing a cool thing at Denver Comic Con where for $1 he would sketch something sad for you. And so he drew a sad Green Goblin for me. He's doing a shocker for James, which he's still working on. When I was at his booth, he was working on your sad Ninja Turtle.
Oh.
So Andrew there is, and he's really talented, and it's funny, he was saying,
really
he's like,
is.
I'm not a good artist, and his art's really good.
His art's great. Yeah.
He did a sad grizzly that just brought joy to me. Because
I didn't get to see it.
His grizzly he looked like a stuffed bear, you know, with just the head cut out, and he's
Yeah.
crying, and he's all like slouched over, and it's pretty brilliant.
That's awesome.
It's pretty brilliant. So yeah, talk to Andrew. He'll hook you up with Fear Agent.
Yeah.
This week we went and saw 22 Jump Street. James, should people go see 22 Jump Street? Sorry, Brad.
Absolutely. This whole series remains to be one of the smartest and funniest comedies that they're making. It's absolutely brilliant. Brad,
should you go see it? Yes, as soon as you can. I'm going to try and go back and see it as soon as I can. Someone asked me today if it was funnier than the first one, and I was like, yes, because the first one I thought was, it was funny. I laughed. This second one, I laughed the whole time, I think.
Yeah.
So, yes, go see it.
Yeah, totally go see it. It's really funny, and we'll talk about it after the trailer, but I had a weird feeling in ours that all of us got the really big meta movie jokes in it.
Totally.
And everybody else was just laughing at, the silliness of it. But here's the trailer for 22 Jump Street. Probably the Red Band one. I think you can... Yeah.
A relationship is something that requires constant work.
Doc, I just feel like sometimes he's not even trying anymore.
Seriously, he's clingy, he's terrified of being by himself.
Given all these strong feelings, why don't you hold hands? He's literally reaching out for you.
He won't hold my hand. You gotta interlock it, though. If you don't interlock it, you might as well just be friends and not partners.
How you bitches like Jump Street now?
Hey.
I got a big-ass raise to babysit you two fuckers again.
You going back to high school?
No, you dumb motherfucker. Your ass look like you about 50. You going to MC State.
Play on, play.
Why every time you speak, I want to throw the fuck up?
Hot plate.
Beanbag chair.
Hilarious shirt that signals we drink alcohol.
Are you two fucking around in school again? It's the same case. Do the same thing.
It's not exactly the same case, because one of us got laid last night.
We're talking missionary. We're talking missionary.
Missionary?
We're talking when I'm on top and she's on her back.
Damn! Get the fuck back to work.
We need an expert to consult. I heard someone's bringing a shit ton of that stuff down to Puerto Mexico for spring break.
That's your lead, motherfucker.
I know, but we don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is.
That's you. That doesn't sound anything like me.
It's not you.
Eric! Close your eyes and tell me who's talking right now.
That's Schmidt being a little bitch.
Look,
You gotta take your thing to the next level, guys.
Spring break, motherfucker. A grenade.
You never know.
Oh, why are you gonna put it there?
Feels right.
Orderly, vato. Hey, my partner here, he want to see the product. Where'd you find these gringo, man? The fucking Mumford & Sons concert and shit?
Remember me? I'm your best nightmare. I'm your worst nightmare.
Got the Lambo in the back.
Get me!
No!
What?
No!
What were you doing?
What am I doing?
Why'd you try to kiss me?
I didn't fucking try and kiss you! No, you're leaning in again!
I didn't want to kiss!
This is the most uncomfortable fist fight I've ever been in.
Hey, listen, there's a grenade in my shorts. Is that it? That's my dick. What about that? That's my dick also.
What the police in my hood?
On that exact note, Ryan, there was this moment when that I specifically remember when he's walking back from that girl's room, and all you see, it's this wide shot of the campus, and the campus is just covered in women who are carrying their shoes and like doing the walk of shame.
Yeah.
And it's really subtle at first as it pans back, and the three of us were laughing and no one else was laughing, and then the audience got it and started laughing. And not to like pat ourselves on the back for being so smart, but it's just like subtle stuff like that.
That's why that script is so smart. The script is, I mean, no, you're fine. The script is so genius because they are telling you what they're doing in it. They are telling you exactly what's happening.
That they will, Ice Cube will literally tell you that we are making the same movie we did last time. Like, just do everything the same is their direction.
Yeah, just with more money. And I mean, there's jokes like Janko and Schmidt are. At the beginning of the movie, they're on top of a roof, just seeing how cool they can look with guns and.
Oh yeah.
And so they go. And what's great too is that in the trailer they give you like it's a drug deal, and Jonah Hill is acting like a Mexican, and he's like, "No, this is Jefe," and he's saying you just need to improvise. And Channing Tatum is horrible at acting. And he's like, "No, tell that story you were telling in detail to me."
In extreme detail. Your details were so rich.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And they go in there and you expect like drugs, and it's an octopus. And then at the end of him fighting with this, like, really slapsticky fighting with this octopus, he says, "Oh, yeah, exotic animal, was it trafficking? Just what we expected."
Yeah, exactly.
And it's little, like, bits like that throughout the whole movie where, I mean, they're talking about, breaking up their partnership, and it's like a woman and a man breaking up and talking about they're
going to have an open partnership.
They're going to have an open partnership, and they're going to do the investigation separately, and just really well done. And two, for these movies to work, someone like, Channing Tatum's always been kind of funny, but you don't expect him to be. And so he has to kind of embrace that dumbness in him.
Yeah.
And that he's able to play is really fun. In fact, there was a part in it that I don't know if you guys are laughing at it, but he was talking about how cool it would be to make a movie where he's like in charge of guarding the White House, and it's a great idea.
Oh, I caught it.
Yeah, and it's basically he's making fun of himself because White House Down
yeah.
didn't do as well as they thought it would.
It was just like a very clear send up of his actual career. Oh man, yeah, no, it was brilliant, man.
I didn't. I was letting you guys roll. You just handed me the mic. Yeah, I don't know what it's a comedy, so it's just constantly meta jokes, and I love the part where should I say it about Ice Cube and his daughter?
Yeah,
yeah.
Now you've already said it.
Yeah. So after Ice Cube finds out that Schmidt slept with his daughter, then Jenko finds out, and they have a meeting back at headquarters, or the new headquarters, which is like, as Ice Cube describes, Iron Man's lair.
My favorite line about that is right when they introduce it, and I think it's Schmidt who says like, "Oh man, it's like a giant ice cube."
Yeah, we spent so much money on this new headquarters. I'm wearing $800 shoes, and you can't even see them.
And they're out of frame at the moment he says that.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
No, when Jenko pieces it together, like why Schmidt and Ice Cube are upset with each other, and he goes off on like a 3-minute rant of like, "Oh shit!" And then the line where he says, because I'm telling this terribly.
You're good.
Earlier, Ice Cube and Schmidt were like high-fiving over Schmidt getting laid, but he didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
So Jenko says like, "Oh man, the best part was you high-fived him earlier." Yeah.
No.
And what's great about that scene is they let it breathe, because there's a part where he's sitting at the desk and there's a picture frame thing, and Ice Cube's like, "We need to talk about this," and he turns it around, and you think that Ice Cube is going to say something, but it was actually they're waiting for Channing Tatum to put it together.
Yeah.
And then when he does, it's like this huge moment, and it's like an epiphany, and it's funny because you expect Ice Cube to be saying something at that point.
Yeah.
But then you realize that the filmmakers are actually waiting for Channing Tatum's character to catch up to the joke. And I mean, there's really funny things, and they make a big point about taking a bullet for each other. And then Jonah Hill tries to jump in front of a bullet, and he jumps too soon, and Channing Tatum still gets shot. It's ridiculous.
And then later, like Jonah Hill's like really upset that he didn't take the bullet right, so he gives Jenko a chance to like just shoot him straight on.
Yeah.
And what happens? He freaks out or something?
No, he ricochets and hits him.
Right, but Schmidt like he's ready to take it, and then he
Schmidt
like
runs
freaks
out of the way.
He jumps out of the way, and then the bullet ricochets back at, so he gets Jenko gets shot 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a really brilliant movie, and the ending is so smart. Where it's it ends, and then there's like this little tag scene. It's like, "Oh, next week you go into medical school," and it says 23 Jump Street Medical School. And there's Ninja School.
Oh yeah, all the ads for their future movies.
They go through 40 like sequels.
Yeah.
Of all the different variations of Jump Street they could do. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's funny too is they also played on the fact that nobody would fall that these guys were in college.
Oh yeah. The roommate All of her scenes are amazing.
Yeah. Or when Schmidt is in class and he's like, "Oh, where's the Wi-Fi? Well, you look like a fucking narc, dude. I can see your badge. Well, you forget to take it off this morning."
Did you seriously just look for your badge? Oh, I love when she calls him a 30-year-old 8-year-old.
Yeah. Liver spots on his hands.
Liver spots on his hands.
During the investigation, they also go back to prison to talk to the teacher that they busted last time.
Yeah.
And Dave Franco. Turns out to be his prison bitch.
Oh.
But is he really his prison bitch? Because it's like he isn't, but he is.
No, he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, or he doesn't want to be. It's a really weird
No, it's great.
moment in the movie. The movie is great. It's hard to describe comedies, but you should definitely go see it. It's really clever.
Yeah. It really
and actually, me and Brad, too, were talking about the interview, the trailer before with Seth Rogen and James Franco, where they're going to kill Kim Jong-un.
Oh, yeah.
It's really
I can't believe
bizarre,
they're getting,
but it's like a This Is the End movie, and it looks funny.
Oh, yeah, it looks really good. I'm surprised that... I mean, of course they can get away with it. Like, they can do whatever they want. But, we live in a country where you're going to make a movie about killing another country's actual leader. Like, just when you say it out loud, you realize, like, maybe this isn't the best idea, but the movie looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looked really funny, for sure. So, yeah. And I love that fight between Schmidt and the actual villain at the end. Is
Are you kissing me?
Like that whole performance is so perfect because they do like they start to do these little moves and you're like, wait, are they gonna make out? Are we gonna fuck?
You know, there's a great moment too that I totally forgot at the beginning where Peter Stormare is like the bad guy in it, and Janko is crawling over the top of the roof of his car, and he starts punching the window. He's like, "Is this guy the fucking Terminator?" Funny shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, go see 22 Jump Street
for sure.
Next week, there's really no good movies coming out, so we're gonna go see How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yes.
My niece wants to see that with us, so we'll see it a day earlier.
Have you seen the first one yet?
No, I'll watch it this week.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's hard to watch stuff this week.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's like what 9 hours. I literally watched 9 hours of Real Nerds Pod Show, and we were doing our panel today. I was like, oh my god, or yesterday I was like, it really is kind of annoying me.
I'm tired of this.
But then there's some funny parts, and then sometimes when I watch it, I get embarrassed because of how I cuss in it, and the panel was fun. We had our own panel there.
Yeah, we did. Oh well.
That ran concurrent with Bruce Campbell's panel.
Yep.
I mentioned that to Chris, and he promised next year that we would not have the same panel.
That's all right. It was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. So all of us at Real Nerds, until next week, bye.
Bye. I miss Cora.
Yeah, we needed Cora there this year.
Yeah.
Fuck.